somewhat of a professional at this game. Let's start off. You start off with 6 people. I would not recommend choosing the purple or pink knight, as they won't get you any characters after you beat them. The 2 favorite characters for most people is the ones that you get from the Ice Knight, but I also prefer the Green Knight just because I like playing as them. And Red Knight is known to be the easiest and strongest out of the original starting 4. But I'm going to start out with the Ice Knight. There are multiple strategies in this game, but I'm gonna go with the one that works for ones that have a element for the magic infusion attack. That's kind of how I base my whole entire strategy off of, that one attack. In normal mode, of course. In insane mode, it's recommended that you use your agility. Get a health potion. You can always get a free health potion from that guy. That's why I talked to him. This is the main villain. His name, I call him Wizard McGee. He's a total jerkwad. He took crystals and then he summoned barbarians to take princess, and it's a whole entire shit fest. Yeah, he's a total a-hole. Anyways, first weapon you can get is right here. It is the pitchfork. So, yeah, my strategy here is Y, and then 3 X's. Alrighty. 1 second, lads. Just for convenience, I'm going to turn off comments because this is more of a guide rather than a stream. So, sorry about that. There we go, full screen, if it's much better for you. First level is kind of boring for a bit. There are dig spots which I will get into after I unlock the shovel, but I first recommend getting a better character before just going around getting them, mainly because it will be easier with certain characters, mainly the industrialist and all that jazz. Alright. Then we have 4 more guys coming in here. Don't forget about using your magic. It is one of the strongest weapons. It's one of the things I recommend in normal mode to use all the time. If you don't have an element in, if you have armor piercing for your infusion, because it can go up to 100 damage and pretty much wrecks most people. But for people like the Ice Knight, where it's like it's different because it only does 50 damage, but it also freezes your enemies. But for the Ice Knight, it's a bit more respectable. I would not recommend saving up to get the sword. I'd prefer to use health potions. Well, if I could, I would, one of my pets here, but I cannot at the moment. We do not have any pets at the moment, but we can get them in the future. Now let's start off with the Barbarian War. The game gets slow at the beginning as you don't get the giraffe. Because the giraffe has the ability of getting you EXP, which is one of my favorite pets, mainly because the ability to gain EXP is quite useful. Now, I saved that guy who's getting beaten for last, even though it will give you a knight to help you, but you get EXP for each hit you do to your enemy. So that's why I just try to lengthen their lives as much as possible. just so I can get as many hits on the enemy as possible. Sure, it takes time, but grinding is one of the main things in this game. There's about, if I'm correct, there is about 3 more waves. After this wave, you unlock the bow. There's 3 more waves till you get to fight your first boss, which is what I call the ram. Man, considering has a head of a freaking ram with fire in its eyes, it really doesn't want you to exist, mainly because it's driven by barbarians. But that's besides the point. Alright. Introducing the thieves. These guys will give you your bow, which is one of the most useful items later in the game, if you don't have a magic infusion item. This is the bow, and it may not do much damage now, but it becomes one of the strongest weapons in the game, and you will see what I mean. If you lads eventually want to help me on my mission for Insane Mode, which is going to be a big crap fest, mainly considering it's really difficult, as the enemies eventually get around thousands of health, which just makes things worse. And then there's Full Moon, which I don't want to even talk about, as it's hell, but that's besides the point. Alright. The beginning is slow, but things slowly get exciting as time goes on, as I get to actually show you a bunch of stuff. Fun fact, there are certain enemies that when you beat will drop their weapons, which you can use against them, and will be saved at the blacksmith and shop pet area. They're the only areas, and if you want to learn information, you can go into the settings and go into information, and it will tell you about your animals, weapons, and trophies here, which, if you see, originally wouldn't go to a menu that wouldn't show like it does on the PlayStation, but there are not many trophies except for beating the game and stuff like that. Surviving a certain amount of time on Back Off Barbarian, which originally was Quaff in the original game. It's called All You Can Quaff. It's pretty much just an eating contest. Instead, we have this more challenging game. It's really freaking hard. And here comes the ram. There is a skill known as juggling in the game that is very useful if you go for a strength loadout, which is pretty much this. I usually try to speedrun for the beginning because it's kind of boring for me. Remember, at this area you can get lots of food through the grass here, as well as the enemies. Come on, just let me... Of course it won't let me pick up the frickin' apple. But that's besides the point. Now let's just deal with these. Hats. Do not need to deal with this in the morning. Once you get the shovel, unlocking items becomes more of a challenge. So it does unlocking certain items that are only allowed in Insane Mode. main reason I wouldn't spend my money on that one sword we passed is that you can unlock it easily after you beat the Barbarian Boss, because you unlock the Grey Knight, which is also one of my favorites, mainly because he has the infusion. He has the armor pierce. But I'm going to beat it with this and get the industrialist and eventually get the fencer, which I think is pretty coolio. So is the ninja pirate, but the fencer is known for just being really good. After each time, I recommend, instead of farming up money after each level to get all the items in the insane sword when you beat the game, I recommend beating the game with different characters, as throughout the whole mission, if you don't spend money on basically anything, you will gain the ability to, you will gain certain abilities. God, I do not have the boomerang, which is used for opening doors. In my opinion, it's really not too good for anything else. But now you pretty much have to beat doors. But you'll understand what I mean by the boomerang being good at opening doors, especially when you get to the Ice King. And no, I'm not talking about an Adventure Time. So beat these 3 guys here and you will encounter the main boss of this chapter. If you didn't know, Castle Crashers is separated into chapters, and after each chapter is finished, it will save. But if you beat one level in a chapter, it will not save if you leave the level and come back and all that. The Barbarian Boss is here. He's one thick-ass boy. He ate all his broccoli and grew up big and strong. Sure, it's gonna be boring for a bit. And I got hit, dang it. Princess be stolen by thieves and all that jazz. So I will, after this level, I will read your comments and all that jazz. Mainly considering this is less of a guide and more, instead of like a freaking stream in most cases. Because I actually know how to play this game. Remember to block occasionally in this boss fight, as at the beginning you do not have very much health and you will be smurfed very quickly if you don't. Stop drinking! You're being an alcoholic! This is an intervention. And there we go. We beat this guy, and now he will die and turn into money. For money collecting, I recommend going on a method which is just going up and down, side to side, through until you pretty much collect them. If something starts flashing, you should collect it before it disappears. And then after this, there's usually a fight to death if you're in multiplayer. Now let me check out some of the comments here that we got. Money plus poor. Yes, very. That's very interesting. Great statement of you. You get a gold star. Now you will unlock the Grey Knight, which has the armor pierce ability, which I've talked about a lot for the infusion. The only element knight that I prefer for this is usually the Ice Camo, and the Ice Knight for getting a full magic loadout, mainly because his ability for the magic infusion is actually pretty dang swell. You will have to beat, after this you'll go into Thieves Force and fight Troll Mother, which in Insane Mode is like a freaking crap fest. God, I hate it. I want the Troll Mother to die. He's so annoying because they summon a bunch of rejected frickin' burnt toast children. You'll see what I mean. For dealing with main enemies, the magic for the frickin' Red Knight is actually notorious for being really frickin' good. Mainly because it actually is good. And while most of the weapons that you unlock in the game are pretty terrible, I like to collect them regardless. So if you want to just collect all the weapons just so you can show your friends and help them through an unlocking method, which I can show you later. On my Switch, I have beat the game multiple times, unlocked every single character. I had to get past Troll Mother in Insane Mode, which is was just I hated it. They have so much health. God. The thieves are notorious for spamming arrows, which can be extremely annoying as hell. That's why I usually hide behind this tree, so they have trouble hitting you. And I am dead. Shit. Well, I'm going to head home first and change my weapon to something slightly more effective. So let's see. For strength loadout, you would probably want to use this weapon, although early in the game it's not very good. Let's see. Do I have any other good weapons? As you can see, that weapon that was at the shop we now own, which is very handily dandly. Usually by this time you'd be level 8 if you did in fact have the giraffe, but I don't, like I said. Not used to Xbox. I mean PlayStation, not Xbox. What am I saying? I probably just pissed off a whole ton of people. If you do recognize the song, yes, it is the song Jumper from Geometry Dash. It was in this game before that Geometry Dash was a thing. As this game, I'm pretty sure it was made in 2011. Then again, some of the songs were made from Newgrounds, which was a site for which is pretty much having a bunch of free domain stuff on it, and this pretty sweet community. I recommend checking out their games. It's where most indie game developers start. Ah, shit. Alright, now, that jock is usually the best. I did not take the best approach. If you want to speedrun this, you can use your magic, which I'm going to use just so I can get through this level quick and easy. I've unlocked the first weapon, which is the Barbarian Axe, which has the ability to crit, if you could see by that skull there, although it does -1 magic, which is not the best deal, in my opinion. Since I'm low on health, I'm going to harvest some fruit from the trees to heal myself up. If you do wonder, this is going to be a full series on me just playing, messing around, doing that. You can join in later episodes, but for the first few, it's just going to be me. For reasons of just that, it's a better learning environment. I'm now level 6. Nice. Fun fact, the thieves actually have about 50 health if I'm correct. A lot of them actually do have a certain health points, which I do recommend going up onto the wiki to find out. There are some weird funky cases with health. For example, the Eskimo in Insane Mode does have more health normally when he's revived from the Necromancer. If you want your first pet, there's an owl right here which will collect fruit from trees. That's his main ability. Doesn't really do anything else, which I would say is the most useless, but there's worse pets, surprisingly. Once you reach level 11, the third magic will be unlocked, which is the Magic Infusion, which is one of my favorite spells in the entire game. Man, because it's just so strong. Kill the guy in the bush right here. And, yeah. If you want to see a funny glitch, I can show it to you later in the level. Which I probably will, which might take a bit. But I don't care, it's funny as hell. The weapon right here, in this chest is what I just call the meat hammer, just because it looks like a frickin' meat tenderizer. But, I can't do it right now while these damn dirty arrow spammers are in the way. So the meat tenderizer is actually just a frickin' worst copy of the blacksmith hammer, because it, for -1 agility, it will give you 2 strength, while you get pretty much the same deal, except you get 3 strength for the blacksmith hammer. So that's why I recommend the blacksmith hammer rather than the meat cleaver. But as it, and then before the game, the blacksmith used to be a DLC. That's why it was in the game, and it still is. But you can still get the blacksmith's hammer just from the beginning. After this, you will find one of my favorite characters. I call him Shitting Deer, known for shitting all over the continent. He shat to the moon. This will be another horse named this is Seahorse. He's pretty horse-like, considering he's a seahorse. So to do this is where the glitch. There's a lot of glitches here, but now you can see I do this. Give me your children. I will eat them. It ends when you jump. If you ever jump, the glitch stops. Alright. Since I'm low on health, I'm gonna go like this. I will eventually come back to every level and then research them for items, as there are lots of items just hidden around. Apparently yeah, when you go to a legend jump, it lags for a bit. Don't know why, it's just like that. The game itself doesn't lag, but some weird stuff goes down. Alright, dude, come here. I want to do the glitch again, because there are some weird, funky things that happen. Now I'm dead, but there are a few funky glitches which I'll show you. Now you will unlock the jumping attack, which just throws the magic projectile from this attack downwards like this. Well, in most cases, the frickin' Ice Knight's special case, he's like the only one who just does their normal X attack in the air. Usually it's just that, but instead it's like pointed downwards. It's pretty weird. But it's fine. If you would like to, if you want me to do a tier ranking on pets, I will. But one of the most useless pets, I'd recommend is the burnt toast creature, as you can get a pet version of them. I know they're called trolls, but just let me have this. I just like calling them burnt toast because they actually look like burnt toast or burnt hash brown. If you see here, you'll get the Thieves' Sword, which increases your agility, but I would recommend if you're going for agility, I'd recommend the Lollipop, as it gives you 5 agility and there's no drawbacks. It's one of the best agility-based weapons in the game. The only ones that beat it are in agility stats is the kunai, or the sai, I mean. The only ones that beat it are the sai and the cardboard tube. Yes, you can beat people to death with a cardboard tube. You can beat people to death with a frickin' chicken. Alright, this game has lots of weird weapons, and I don't want to go into it. If you want me to do one of those tier list videos on frickin' Castle Crashers, I will. I love this game. They just expanded in size. I just love this glitch though. I didn't even mean to do it that time. I gave up on it, but oh yeah, that's another glitch. Yeah, there sometimes when you decapitate a thief, it will literally just freeze. Also, yes, some of the thieves are different sizes. Alright, whatever. I'm done with the glitch. It's not really too big of a deal right now. We're working on beating the level. Okay, that was not how things were supposed to go. Yeah, this area gets pretty funky. This is the skill known as juggling. It does take practice and skill, but a lot of the time there's different types of juggles where there's ones like this where you jump like that and then swing your Y a lot and just drag people along, losing them as you go, but it's one of the other effective juggles. Not struggles, not speak. Alright. Keep on going. These are the burnt toast or burnt hash browns, also known as their official name as trolls, but I don't want to frickin' just connect these to the frickin' singing trolls from that one Pixar movie, because they have, I just don't want to. Also, that's their freeze. They look weird. They look like they just jumped down from the trees, like they're in Vietnam and they're the Viet Cong. They're Viet Cong burnt hash browns. One of the pets here is the burnt toast creature right here. You cannot get them until later, where you get the bomb. This is one of the things, which is a green stick. It's not very good. There's also a weapon hidden behind that pillar right there. Another area for the boomerang is right here. Now you'll encounter Buff Bear, who's gonna shit his pants because of something that you will see later. those monsters will steal your gold no matter what, and I do not like them. If you want some extra XP, you can farm these guys by doing this. Just following them down here. There's a lot of glitch in Thieves Forest, but they will be stuck at this wall here, and you can just beat the crap out of them. Oh yeah, and sometimes this will happen, in which case you get to see another glitch, which I did not want to happen, but okay. But it has to be a different guy. Apparently he's outside a hit zone, so you can back out and just grab a coin from him. The other guys will still be there, but I'm gonna still farm from them regardless. Mainly because I do not have Giraffe, which is my favorite pet for EXP grinding, considering his main ability is helping you grind EXP. Alright, grab the coin, and continue on. Grab some fruit here, and, there will be, this boss here is the Troll Mother. So you get to deal with her. She is a sag of crap on frickin' insane mode. And then considering she has like 10,000 health, it takes a long time to kill her. One of the ways of farming is honestly just letting her summon trolls and then just beat the crap out of them. Because in easy mode, they can't really do too much damage to you. After you kill them, they will all perish a horrible death, and then you can collect the food from them. So that you'll get to finally get to meet the large sun dumping, and there's Sir Shitsalot. He's one of my best buds. But the main thing making the thumping was this creature that would honestly be terrifying if it wasn't looking like how it does. Hi, Sir Giant Burnt Hash Browns! How are you doing today? Now, you usually want, on this level, you usually want to be behind the deer and follow their movement. If you see a log halfway, which you can't ignore if you're on a certain side of it, but I prefer to jump regardless in case, considering I like to stay in the middle for the doorways, which you'll encounter these things here, which will either be on this side, or the middle. This level does take a bit, and mainly because it's just timing and just doing the game correctly. You can usually find out when the level's gonna end based on the music, because it ends at the exact same time for insane mode and normal mode. Honestly, in my opinion, it's pretty much just a filler level. Also, by the way, later in the game, you get to beat gigantic burnt toast monster. And it's about to end right about now. And this is where it ends. You can usually tell by the one that goes dun, 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 dun. That part that was added usually signifies at the second time that the level's about to end. Now this is the river trail, which can get annoying, but it's also the main way of grinding in insane mode. you gotta make sure to watch out for these bats, as they are annoying as hell and will eat you and your children. One of the tactics is just hitting the jump button twice, doing that combination a whole bunch. I mean, they cannot attach you while you're jumping, which is the main reason why you do it. Like that. After this, you will get to encounter 2 more Froggos. You little shit. Oh my god. Finally, Jesus, that was annoying. After this, you'll notice the background change, which goes to the tribal bear things, and you'll get to see Sir King, our liege. Hello, my liege. And now we'll get to fight the catfish. What you want to do is get rid of the hairball and now when the eyes are yellow, you can do more damage to the catfish, which would be your normal damage, but otherwise the catfish will have a resistance to all of your attacks. Dang it. Now you want to block this bear like I did before. You want to make sure that they're in the line of sight for the cannons. As you can tell, I'm probably not going to beat this level, but I honestly don't care. After this, you'll get the second stage, and when it goes underwater, unlike normally, it will not do the same attack when it goes underwater. Yeah, the new Thieves Arena has been unlocked, which if you do beat the arena on solo, you do in fact unlock the Thief for the Thieves Arena, and for the King's Arena down there at the beginning area, you will unlock the Barbarian. Now, now that I have my magic infusion, which is, oh god, it's so great to have it, finally. I love it, if you couldn't tell. All right. after this is what it does in the second stage, in which case you want to go up to the boat and it will hit the boat doing 10 damage and bringing them back to this stage. Catfish is honestly one of the easier bosses in the game, as it does have simple movesets. There are a few bosses that honestly have that very little moves. One that I'm pretty sure has the least amount of moves is the Pipolettos, which is a giant bat that only has about 2 sets of moves. Now we go into the tall grass fields. If you didn't know, there is a secret weapon behind here, which is the wrench. It has -1 magic, +1 strength, and a critical chance. It's pretty much a freaking better version of the Barbarian sword. Now this is where you encounter the bears who have the power of wind and can do wind jitsu. It's pretty much like spin jitsu, except it's power of wind. One of the other great pets in the one of the best pets in the game are in this house after you get the horn when you beat the corn boss. Now we'll encounter the mini boss, which is the Rain Dancer Boy. Later in the game, when I do get the giraffe, the game gets so much easier. The game, once first playing, is pretty difficult. After you beat this guy, all the other guys will die, and you will unlock the ram, also known as Rammy. Now, for the rest of the match, it will be raining, and you'll encounter 2 buff guys out here and 2 normal guys. Buff guys are still in effect of most magic attacks, but it also depends on the type of buff guy it is, because there are some buff guys who are resistant to certain types of magic. Alright, let's go back into it. I know it may not seem that I'm good at the game, but eventually you'll see my skill once I get to it. Sure, it's mainly the main combo over and over again, but that's besides the point. Let me check. Currently got 0 viewers. Alright. That's big nice for me. I had 2 viewers earlier, but I don't now. That's fine with me. Sure, I have very shitty production, so I mean, not a big surprise. Once I get the industrialist, I can actually start dealing damage. Alright, let's go round 2, bucko. You're going to die. At the moment being, Rami is one of the best characters, mainly because he has more use, unlike the frickin' owl, which can only help you when there's trees around. So I'm gonna go with them for now. Alright, now let's get this down. If I had all my weapons available to me, I could probably get this done way faster. Howdy. You're dead. Good job. What? The fun fact, after you beat the game as a barbarian, you get somebody who has the power of jazz. By that I mean he has power of bees, the beekeeper, which we will encounter soon after we beat Pipestrello, who is coming right up here. The magic allows them to literally just summon bees out of the sky. Considering they're actually an enemy and it just takes an enemy. That was the Cyclops, and the other guy who just disappeared is the Ice King. Those bats that are annoying as hell will become one of your pets, which is after you beat Pipestrello. Fun fact, it's actually Pipestrello himself. And you become Pipestrello turns into Bitey. I'm pretty sure it's called, if I'm correct, but whatever. Alrighty. Pyro is not too difficult of a boss. One of the easier ones, to be honest. Considering it only has 2 movesets and they're quite predictable, if you can tell by their facial, by the cues that is made by the body, which I am quite well versed in. Don't know why I accidentally used my potion. Alright, now that we got him done, here comes Pipestrello. He is that thing. And I don't know how I died. But now, in fact, that I have that, I can use my jump attack to unlock another pet. Once you get your magic jump attack, you can unlock the kitty cat right at the end of this hallway. They allow you to jump higher. That's literally all they do. It's kind of sad. I can jump higher. Wow. Exciting. This is honestly one of my favorite games next to TF2, which I recommend both of them highly, and they're in one of my favorite games. Yeah, wrong buttons. Yeah, see, the Flower Field above is the Flowery Field, and the other one next to it is the Industrial Castle, which honestly stumped me originally. I literally kept going back to this game and going to that same level, dying multiple times over and over again until I was level 68. And I beat the freaking normal story mode at level 68. It was kind of sad how much I played the game. Then again, I've beaten this game 5 times in one day, so, I mean, that's sad as well, but... Alright, there we go, much faster and quicker. The X attack usually doesn't do that much damage, but for some reason, the Eskimo and the Ice Knight are special cases, as their ice magic is pretty freaking strong. And here you get Bitey Bat, which I will take for me for a bit because he's cute. With this gold one, you want to get as much as possible because the other knights also take it. How dare you steal my gold! Now, anyways, we must let us continue on. There we go. This is Flowery Field. It's full of jazz, as you can see right up there. I do not recommend taking the horse, camels, or frickin' dinosaur in the other levels, as somebody with no agility is actually faster than them. And after this level, we will encounter the Coneheads. I also like this song a lot. Oh, 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 oh. And these guys are the beekeepers, if you couldn't tell by their masks. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet until I have, like, practically anything else to say, which will probably be for a bit. If you launch your night to full of power, you get an achievement, by the way. These guys are known as what people call heavyweight characters, because some of them are actually very hard to launch up into the air and you can't struggle, which gets annoying. There are not very many of them, but when they do show up, you can't really juggle, which is one of the main ways to kill people if you want to go for faster routes. The main fast routes is all agility and just spam your bow, because agility increases your bow powers. Don't know why, it just does. Allows you to shoot them faster and farther and makes them do more damage. Magic, where you get to use magic, was one of the most powerful things. Or all strength, which is usually just juggling. If you're good enough at juggling, you can deal with that. Now remember, to most characters, there are a resistant copy of them. After this guy, you'll encounter a brute. And you can take care of him. Second, I forgot to deal with the guys in here. Freaking grab that freaking weapon. Sure, they can't really do much, but I just grab them regardless, cause why the hell not? Might as well have them. Not having the best experience, mainly because I don't have Giraffe, which is my favorite boyo. Like, come on, guys. Hashtag Giraffe best boyo. Put that in comments, and I'll probably heart you. That Giraffe is best boyo, because he is best boyo. I'm gonna be silent for a while, mainly because I'm doing a level again and I don't need to speak, so yeah. So I'm just gonna go silent, you'll probably find out when I'm not. Alright. Now that I'm speaking again, let's go into the Wedding Crash level, which is the end of another chapter. Sure, the chapters are short. Pipestrello Cave is also an end of a chapter. I forgot to mention that. I'll try to remember when it's an end of a chapter. After this, I get to upgrade my defense, which will allow me to actually survive. Because god dang. Okay. It's another strategy. Usually works when there's no enemies and you're near a wall and you can actually do it. Alrighty. Usually I'm better at this. Don't know why. Probably because I don't have frickin' Teraffi and I'm gonna probably stick to that complaint until I get him. Because it's Teraffi and I love him. I will probably end the stream the moment when I beat the game. I will have a stream probably for each character doing normal mode. And there'll probably be multiple parts for insane mode because it's freaking insane mode and it will take a long time. Okay, I'm a bit salty. Anyways, I almost forgot to mention, when you get to this level, if you just go right behind here, there's a new weapon. So yeah. I'm gonna head back and see if I can find a better weapon for my job currently, because I don't have Hattie Haddington Sword, which is the... Hattie Haddington Sword is like the level 1 for version of this, but for magic. So instead of strength, it gives you magic and all that. I'll stick with this, I guess. -1 magic isn't too bad, really, but +2 defense is really good. In later levels, it's kind of clear that way. Hi, Groom. You're a jerk. You stole somebody. You kidnapped a damsel. Even though damsels aren't supposed to be indestructible, because if I said they were, I would probably have a bunch of feminists up my ass. I don't want to deal with that shit. Like, I am a pro advocate for for like frickin' separate things for feminism, but some feminists take it too far with lawsuits. Frickin' like CPR is just a fancy word for rape if a male does it to a woman unconscious. Yeah, no, we're trying to save your life. Would you rather want us to just watch you slowly die? Like, come on. And the main reason why that I strive for true equality, not those ones that pretend as they're a feeble woman and can't do anything when it goes to their convenience, and If not, it will. They'll otherwise act like that this isn't. I can't do this. Like some people are like, when they hit a girl, it's like, you can't do that to a woman. And then I'm like, but don't you strive for equality? You're only acting as if you. This is what men have to deal with all the time. And just because you want to be equal, just because you want to be equal, you're gonna have to deal with the crap we deal with. All right? So that's true equality. And I'm not saying go beat up a frickin' girl, but like girls that frickin' say stuff like, you can't do that to me, I'm a woman. I'm like, well, if you're a feminist, then you can't honestly make that argument. Now can you? Oh god. I'm probably gonna get a lot of angry comments. I do not care though. This is YouTube. I'm going to get angry comments. It's pretty much part of my YouTube career. And right here we get to fight the groom. Crud. Now I can finally upgrade my defense. The main reason I'm dying is usually because by this time I usually am this level. Like, way past this level, so I have defense. If you want me to do a different strategy, let me know, but I can show you all of them, which they probably will. Alright. I'm probably gonna go silent at moments, man, because this is another time for me to do this level. So I'm just gonna go silent again and let you think about stuff. You must be hungry. Mind if I join you at the table, my dear son? Oh crap, never mind. Well, back to being silent. That qualifies as silence, yes, me talking. I'll talk occasionally, I guess. I don't freaking know. Oh, and if you want me to do a silent run through, I can do that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments. Yeah. And now comes the Cyclops, the groom's best friend. I actually feel bad for the guy. Alright, time for my favorite freaking level, just because it's just so freaking awesome. You think you can get away? Not on my watch, bitches! You are going to deal with me, because I don't want to freaking go on a wild 50-minute long walk just to get your ass. So, get that princess over here, like god dang Jesus. You will not use your lasers of the souls of the damned. I would show you guys, but you can buy the game and find it yourself. This ain't a substitute for the experience. It's more of a guide. Mainly because I don't want, and also because I don't want to lose health. Alright, guys. Now, if you come out here, I'm gonna grab these. Crap. Dang it, the enemy spawned. I'll show you later. I just don't want to go through that again. I don't freaking know. Hi, how you doing? Well, ain't that swell? I'm being flanked. Usually I'm the flanker if I'm playing scout, but I'm not. And this ain't TF2 anyways.